Yeah, I mean, I think that, when it comes to this idea of manifesting things, I think my only not my only question, because I have a lot of questions. I think questions lead to other questions, not necessarily more answers.
Yes. Good
You know,
questions do. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I'm always particular on trying to understand why, and so I do think that there are some particular limitations, right, of this, and the reason I say that is because I always wonder how many people would we need to manifest wars to stop, right? How much power in reality is needed for these real tangible things that affect people's lives on a day-to-day basis to stop, because I know that I can't be the only one that want these things, right?
Right.
And there's people all around the world that want the same thing, and so to that extent I wonder, and I can see these ideas working in respects for motivators to writing that book, getting it done, and making your first million, right? And that being like a real thing, because where you put your energy truly is where it goes.
Yes.
And where all that energy, like all that time, all that pain, all that sacrifice that you're taking and actually physically putting into something, that's magic for me.
Yes.
Like that's it right there. The thing where we're taking this education and all this time and effort and physically turning it into something that can make us a living. And that's where I see like the this being something that does work for a lot of people, so, as being a motivator.
I kind of have an answer.
Yeah, please.
Maybe.
I love it.
So here's the thing, right? On an individual basis, if we're talking about war, war starts at home.
Right.
So, like, forget looking at your entire country, because your entire country is a shit show.
Right.
It sure is.
But like, even in individual dynamics, right? If you have nobody in your life that you have beef with, if you are only being love and light to all the people in your periphery, to everybody that you see on the street, whether they are disgusting white supremacists or they are, just the average human being or whatever it is, if you are able, until we are all able to be love towards strangers for no reason, we cannot manifest peace, because it's so hard to access even within ourselves. We are built as a species, fight, flight, freeze.
Right.
As soon as somebody else's energy starts to conflict with yours, your instinct is fight, flight, freeze. Until we can eradicate fight, war, peace, it's a huge concept to manifest. There are literally thousands of children that meditate in Tibet for peace on earth. But those thousands, even if they're millions, can't negate the billions that are constantly manifesting wars, even within themselves, about who they are within themselves. We don't have inner peace. We don't have peace within.
That's a journey. No,
right?
yeah, that's something that takes time.
And so you're talking about how do we manifest peace in the world? It's an inside job.
Oh yeah, that's the oldest question.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and I agree with you in the respect of, yes, it being an inside job, because that's something that, on an everyday basis is going to be something that people are fighting for and trying to unlearn. And I think it's really it's just a learning process,
Yeah.
That's continuous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny how they mentioned that in order for you to have peace, you need to have war. And there's no war without peace. But what they fail to mention is that war would technically start inside of you instead of attacking others.
That's right.
I feel like there's a fine print that's missing.
Yes.
That would solve a lot of things.
It would.
The toughest thing is actually forgiving other people for what they've done in general. Until that, like, there's the peace part, and then the next step is that forgiveness aspect. Until then, that's where it becomes a very long process because it's very tough, especially when they do crazy stuff and you're just like, I'm supposed to forgive you. Granted, I could maybe think about letting it go for now, but to forgive you, I don't know about that.
Well, I got a Bible for you guys. It's called the Four Agreements.